What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday. And I'm going to stick to the well of like Bond-themed kind of movies, but this week is going to be a special treat because this week I'm going to look at The World Is Not Enough, which some people would say is a bit of an underrated gem of the Brosnan era. Well, of course, I don't know, that's up for debate. But this one, I want to talk about because there's a lot I like about it, and then there's some things I don't like about it. And of course, I feel like this movie, out of all the Brosnan era Bonds, I feel like this one kind of divides the fan base slightly. Like you got half the Bond fan base that thought this was one of the best outings. Another half thought this was definitely the weakest. But I don't know. You take your pick. And I think after so many repeat watchings, I think I know why. And why I think I both enjoyed this and I both didn't like it. Well, for one, here's what happens. First off, let's get the convoluted plot out of the way. So you got James Bond trying to protect an oil baroness or heiress by the name of Electra King. There's a terrorist by the name of Renard who's got a very interesting thing where he can feel no pain because he got shot in the head, had a bullet lodged in the head. But of course, they keep bringing this up as that this terrorist was they had encountered before. But I'm like there's a bit of a continuity or inconsistencies. I feel like that makes us question. It's like, wait, did this happen between the movies? Did this happen? Like, I really wish like they would have gone the extra distance to explain some of this stuff, because by literally the middle of the movie, you're like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, this just happened. We got tensions high between Bond and Electra. There's a M is missing. What the shit? I feel like when they were first writing this plot, I feel like they had an idea, but they realized, no, let's take this in a different direction. I was like, I think it made it a little bit convoluted, and I think it kind of like bogged it down. But as for the action and excitement, there are some great action and exciting set pieces. I really enjoyed the Kazakhstan scene. You know, like one in the underground chamber. Of course, we finally meet Renard, played amazingly by Robert Carlyle. I really love that whole thing, even though I'm gonna say it's like, I don't know. There's like one thing that made me a little made the fight a little unrealistic, but hell, it made it for an amazing iconic moment of Pierce Brosnan's cinematography. You know, I mean his career. But yeah. What else can I say about this? Cast is really good. The one thing I do want to say is I think they did this movie justice with Desmond Llewellyn, because believe it or not, I don't know if they did this in theaters when the movie first came out, was when they, at the beginning of the movie, before anything even began, something came up that said, we're dedicating this movie to Desmond Llewellyn, who died during filming. He starred in so many different Bond movies. And of course, I feel like they did a good job. Like, kind of like giving the tribute, doing the time to get into for Desmond Llewellyn. And of course, my goodness, like, there's something, like, you could tell, like, between his performance here and his performance in Tomorrow Never Dies, like, you could tell, like he's not well. The time is catching up to him. Okay, so yeah, but hey, I really loved his two big words of dialogue, his two big lines of dialogue that I still remember to this day. And of course, that it kind of brings true to the whole espionage world, which was I taught you two things: one, never let them see you bleed, and two, always have an escape plan. And that's it. That's two big things. I think some people, for any spy fans out there, I think you should take that to heart. It's like Q knew his shit. Like, where you loved him, in his early movies with Sean Connery or here, like, you could tell, like, he still had it. He definitely was the spirit of this character of Q, and I'm glad they sent him out with a good tribute and with a good like send off, and not like anticlimactic stuff like they did before. But anyway, let's see. Brosnan still brings the action. Oh my god, like and this really just takes us to some of the most exact cases, not just across like the Middle East, but I feel like to a place that we got Turkey, we got the Mediterranean, we got the Black Sea. I'm like holy shit, not the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea. My bad. If I angered any fans out there, I get that, but yeah, I feel like World's Not Enough is a fine movie. Is it the worst? No. Is it the weakest of the Brosnan era Bonds? I feel like it is, but it's not as bad as Die Another Day. And I talked about that before, but I think I've kind of changed my views a little bit. It's like I feel like with that, they use CG. I think that kind of took us out of it. And of course, obviously, we did not like that. Here, there was no CG. At least they used actual practical effects and stuntmen to pull off some of the coolest set pieces and just some batshit crazy explosions. And like, yeah, this is everything that you would say has a typical Bond formula. But I feel like some things like, I think they overdid it a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know. Take your pick. Like, do you prefer your campy over the top Bonds, or do you prefer for the crazy, batshit crazy, over the top violence of a Brosnan era? Which, of course, a lot of people said that like the Brosnan era Bonds were more violent because we're not. Someone actually took a kill count of every person he's killed in all the movies. It's like, my God, if you rack it up, it's like close to like somewhere between 300 and 400, almost 300 kills in these movies. Between all four of these movies, between this and all that, but hey, I will admit it's still a good flick. It still gives us the sense of excitement, and yeah, I will admit like some good casting choices. One questionable cast choosing is of course Denise Richards as Dr. Christmas Jones. So, of course, everyone has always shat over over this character and over Denise Richards, but of course we all know it's like. Why would you get that? I get it. They wanted to spice up the eye candy. Well, you already had Sophia Marceau as Electra King. So let's spice up more. Let's get Denise Richards. She's a hot thing. She's married to Charlie Sheen kind of thing. But that was then. Then looking back at it now, I feel like that was just way too much eye candy and just way too much. All right. But overall, World's Not Enough, I feel like, is a properly rated Bond movie and a good Bond movie that I really think that fans should give more time to watch. Even though I feel like there's like things we've already seen done before, and I feel like yeah, I don't know. Take your pick on this Bond. Pass. You can either watch it or pass on it. All right. And with that in mind, I'm gonna give World's Not Enough. I'm gonna give it. I'm hopping back and forth between 6.5 and a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7. I feel like it's okay, but I feel like it just leaves us more. I feel like, like I said, it's all there. Okay. So that does for this week. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting videos.